In this video, we'll be discussing whether you can compost meat or not. The short answer is yes, but there are certain things you need to consider before adding meat scraps to your compost pile. First, let's talk about what happens if you compost meat. One of the main issues is that it can create a foul odor. The smell of decaying flesh and cooked foods is unpleasant and can permeate the entire pile. This can also attract unwanted visitors such as vermin and other critters, which can pose a health risk to your pets. Second, composting meat takes longer than other organic materials as meat contains fat and protein which take longer to break down. Additionally, raw meat can contain pathogens like Salmonella, E. coli, Campylobacter, and Listeria, which can thrive in the warm and humid climate that the compost heap provides. However, there is a safe way to compost meat at home. Here's a 10-step guide. Step 1. Ensure that you have a big enough compost bin, at least 3 feet deep and 3 feet wide, to accommodate the green and brown materials needed for effective decomposition. Step 2. Add hay deep down in the compost to help keep it hot and allow for aeration. Step 3. Add your meat deep in the middle of the compost to receive high temperature, at least 140 degrees Celsius, and prevent the smell from attracting rodents and pathogens. Step 4. Add carbon-rich materials such as dry leaves, shredded paper, straws, and sawdust on top of the meat. Step 5. Add other green materials such as fruit and vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, and eggshells. Step 6. Spray water into the compost to keep it moist but not wet. Step 7. Cover the compost tightly to keep the heat inside. Step 8. Put the compost in full sun to help it heat up. Step 9. Leave the compost for about a month. Step 10. Seal your compost and wait for 4 to 6 months for it to decompose completely. Keep in mind that if you don't have enough space or time to devote to working on the compost pile, it's best not to compost meat. Lastly, if you want to avoid composting meat altogether, you can use a municipal composting program which has composting professionals and the right system and equipment for composting meat.